if you're an international nurse thinking about relocating, let me ask you this. Would you like to move to a country where nurses are in high demand, earn competitive salaries, have work-life balance, and even qualify to permanent resident faster? Then New Zealand should be on your list. Today, I'm breaking down the full New Zealand nursing registration process, step by step, from credential verification, exams, and costs, and also the timelines. For international nurses, New Zealand has streamlined the registration process. On average, it takes just about 6 to 9 months, depending on how fast you submit your documents, where you are located, how fast you pass your exam, and how fast you also secure your appointments. Nursing is listed as a tier 1 occupation on New Zealand's green list, meaning once you are registered, you can apply for a work visa or straight to permanent residency. Now, let me walk you through the 5 major steps. Step 1 is your credential verification with the CGFNS, which is also being referred to as TruMerit. Now, before applying to the Nursing Council of New Zealand, this step is mandatory. All internationally qualified nurses, except those trained in Australia, must verify their credentials through CGFNS International, now called the TruMerit, like I said. Now, here is what you will need to do. You need your notarized passport and government ID. Your passport will do, your nursing degree certificate, academic transcripts that is going to be sent directly from your school, all your licenses that have been held in the past 10 years, proof of at least 1,800 hours of practice in the last 5 years, your English results, of course, if applicable. You don't need to worry about that, because if you are currently a practicing nurse, that covers for it. So once the CGFNS completes the verification, they send a report directly to the Nursing Council of New Zealand. And one important thing you should note is that you must apply to the NCNZ within 30 days of your report being completed. If not, you may need to restart the process. Step 2 is your English language requirements. To practice safely in New Zealand, you need your English language proficiency. Accepted exams are the IELTS academics, which you should have a minimum of 7 in reading, listening, and speaking, and a 6.5 in writing. For OET, for nurses, you need to have a B 350 in reading, listening, and speaking, and a C 300 in writing. Though there's an English waiver for most countries, you may qualify for a waiver if you were educated, or if you are registered, if you are a registered nurse in United States of America, Canada, UK, Ireland, or Singapore. If you are registered with this country, then there's an IELTS or English test waiver, and the waiver is reviewed case by case, so you need to check if it is applied to you. Another step, which is the step 3, is to apply to the Nursing Council of New Zealand, that's the NCNZ. Once NCNZ receives your CGFNS report, they will send you an email to apply via the MyIQN portal. What happens here is that you submit your online NCNZ application, you upload your documents, the required documents, and then you pay an application fee. For the NCNZ application, you might pay up to approximately 485 New Zealand dollars, which is non-refundable, and you must complete 2 mandatory online courses. One is the Foundations in Cultural Competence, and then there's another one. These courses are free and can be accessed anywhere online. Once done, you upload the certificates to your MyIQN portal. You will also need to complete an international criminal history check, which is facilitated by Fit to Work. You go online and check for Fit to Work, or they will direct you from the portal. So the cost approximately is like 150 to 200 New Zealand dollars. It varies in different countries. So then you have to take the theoretical MCQ exam. That's the part 1. This exam is taken at any of the Pearson VUE centers all around the world if you have it in your country. It has 2 parts. The part A is the medication safety, and the part B covers nursing knowledge. You must pass both parts to move forward. Retakes are always allowed if it's necessary. The cost of this is about 140 New Zealand dollars. Then the part 2 is the OSCE clinical exam. So most internationally qualified nurses are required to complete an OSCE, and this is a 3-hour in-person clinical exam. It is 3 hours, but you can finish before then, and it is held at the Nurse Mod Simulation and Assessment Center in Christchurch, New Zealand. Before the exam, you have to attend a mandatory 2-day orientation and preparation course. And the cost for the OSCE and the orientation should be about 500 New Zealand dollars. The OSCE exam itself costs about 3,000 New Zealand dollars per attempt. Travel and accommodation and living costs are not included, so you need to budget accordingly. Don't let the cost scare you. You can start it one step at a time. Once you pass all the requirements, the nursing council will grant you the registration as a New Zealand nurse. You will then apply for your annual practicing certificate, which is the APC. This is what legally allows you to work as a nurse in New Zealand. So that covers the registration process. And now you need to start applying for a job. You can search for jobs on Kiwi Health Jobs, or Seek New Zealand. Because for visa pathways, because nursing is on tier 1 green list, like I said before, you may qualify for accredited employer work visa or straight to resident visa, allowing you and your family to work and live in New Zealand permanently. Now, looking at the timeline for all this, the summary is like for the credential verification, it might take 4 to 8 weeks. It depends on how fast you submit your credentials. Then for the English test, it varies. For the New Zealand processing, 4 to 10 weeks. For the OSCE and the exam, the scheduling varies. Average total time could be 6 to 9 months. Yes, it requires planning, it requires financial commitment, but New Zealand offers that strong healthcare demand. It offers an excellent work-life balance, and it offers that international nursing exposure, and is one of the clearest pathways to permanent residencies for nurses right now. So if New Zealand is your goal, it's pretty straightforward. You can start early, start organized, and don't rush the steps. If you found this helpful, like this video, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments, especially if you are a nurse considering to work in New Zealand. I will see you in my next one.